Hi, y'all. I literally just got brain numbness or whatever. Like my brain just fear is just the illusion, right? And if illusion is all this is, and the name of the game is rising above our blocks and the levels and devils of fear and doubt and misunderstandings, mistakes, and distortions, isn't it the best step for you to step through that fear? Welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie, and I am here to help you level up and ascend and vibe and do all the things that we do. Live your best life in whatever way that is for you. So today we're talking about fear, and I know that I have made a really long video on it recently. I probably will continue to talk about the same random things because it's me and it's where I'm at. But today I was just reminded of something that you miss 100% of the chances that you do not take. And throughout most of my life, I had really low self-esteem, really low self-worth. I didn't see my positive qualities. And so a lot of times I wouldn't even take the chances that I was being guided to take. I would get intuitive nudges, or I would, feel excited about something, maybe like excited about speaking to someone or doing a certain activity, but I didn't feel that I was good enough to perform to the best of my ability. I didn't think that I would be cut out to be someone's partner, or I didn't think that I would be good at a job, things like that. The reality is, I was the only one holding myself back. And when I chose not to even try, I didn't even give myself a chance to see what I could do, to see what other people would see in me and how they would perceive me. And I didn't ever allow myself to open up to this fulfilling world of possibilities that, it's so grand and so much bigger than we ever know, and we're really only limiting ourselves in those ways. So a lot of times especially when we're stuck in our comfortability, it can be really hard to break out of that. It can be hard to see the positives of taking these scary steps in life, like putting yourself out into the world, or starting a new business, possibly. There's all these different things that we can do in life. And if you are brave enough to show up for yourself, and brave enough to step out, and brave enough to give it a try, and brave enough to fail, brave enough to see yourself in a new light, instead of taking it all in as you're this horrible person, you're a failure, you're not good enough, which a lot of times that's what these mistakes and missteps tend to reflect back to us when we're in these low states. It just kind of reflects back those negative ideas and beliefs that we have of ourselves. But those are as well just illusions, it's distortions, it's misunderstandings of our true self. It's not the full encapsulation of who you are. And you deserve to break out of that shell. And if you don't allow yourself to do it, you have the choice. Like I always say, it's your choice to stay where you are or to take that step. It can be kind of scary, and it can feel like it's not going to work out. Maybe every odd is against you. Maybe, all the times you've done that same thing in the past, it didn't work out. Maybe this time it's different. Maybe not. Maybe this time it doesn't work out how you would idealistically prefer it to work out, but it will still be lessons in living and learning and growing. And a lot of times we're afraid of rejection. We're afraid to be told by another person or the world that we're less than. it can hurt, and yet when we don't take that chance, and when we don't step out of those boxes, we essentially are rejecting ourselves, and we are telling ourselves what the world most likely was not even going to tell you. A lot of times I know for myself that I would be so scared to do things, and I would just hold myself back, and recognizing now in this moment that I never needed to be afraid of those things or the ways of being or just being myself. The reality is I can't really be my full expression of myself with every single person, and not every person is deserving of my full scope of being. And it's really like a protection thing for me, and also just the reality of where people are with their consciousness. You cannot be everything for everyone. It's just not possible. I mean, it gets taken and misperceived in all these different ways. But the reality is, when you don't allow yourself to try, when you don't allow yourself to take those baby steps, even if it's just saying hi to someone that you think is cute. I know for a lot of my friends, it would be like so nerve-wracking to just have a conversation with someone that they find attractive. But what they're not realizing is, by not even trying to have that conversation, they are in a sense like rejecting themselves and telling themselves over and over again, every time that they're not stepping out of those boxes, they're telling themselves, holding themselves back and telling themselves that they are not good enough, and that they are not worthy, and that the person is not going to love them. But in all reality, no one is going to love you the way that you fully need to be loved if we are not fully loving ourselves. So it's essentially a lesson in, do you really love yourself? Do you really believe in yourself? And if you don't, like, maybe this is the little break in that box that you've kept yourself in. Maybe this is the time that you're meant to bust out of it, and you're meant to change the beliefs that you have. And a lot of times it does take multiple times. It takes falling down on your face a bazillion times and getting back up that next time, and that's the time that it sticks. And it can be kind of scary, and it can feel kind of sad, but it's, for me, in my experience, it's so much sadder to stay in those limiting beliefs, to hold yourself back, and to continue living this small life that we're not meant to live. Like, you deserve to be fulfilled. You deserve to have all your desires met and your heart full, and have that love that you give out to others. And that love is out there for you. It's out there in career, it's out there in relationships with friends and family and spouses and animals and yourself. It's just, are you willing and wanting and able to take that risk? It can seem kind of scary. It's like an anxiety ridden thing. It feels like you're not going to make it out, but it's never as big as we think it is, and it's never as detrimental as we think it is, So take that time to sit with yourself and recognize if you've been holding yourself back, if you've been keeping yourself in these old paradigms, and if that's something that you are okay with. Like, if you're okay staying in it, then go ahead and stay in it. That's all right. But know that you always have the choice to bust out of that box. You always have the choice to break that glass ceiling and become something that you didn't know existed. And when you're doing that, especially in the realm of relationships and careers, when you allow yourself to open up to these new aspects of being, you kind of like, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Okay, so many times we recognize after putting ourselves out into the world in those scary big ways or little ways, much of the time it's reflected back to us that we never needed to be scared at all. That the person did that love that we were desiring is there for us. That career that we were dreaming of, that we didn't think that we were capable of doing and achieving and striving in, we take that chance. We do our best and we surprise ourselves and find out that, oh my gosh, like, this is working out. This job is so for me. This person is so for me. And sometimes you find out it's not for you and you realize, hey, it's not working out, but I tried it and I found out that it's so much more brighter when you allow yourselves to step forward. So take little baby steps. And if you're not wanting and willing to take those chances, that's okay too, because we're all on our own journey and our own path and our own time. And for me, I was in those limiting beliefs that I held myself in for so long that I wouldn't do that. And I would, sometimes get into anxiety and I would just shut down, or really, like, I just didn't even give myself the opportunity to grow and expand. And life is so much more beautiful when you allow yourself to open up to the opportunities that are ahead of you, that are coming into your existence. Like, they're coming into your life for a reason, because you're giving that opportunity to expand and to bust through those limiting beliefs, right? But if you're not wanting to do that, that's perfectly fine. So I guess that's all I have today. I hope you have a great night. I have been Stephanie. You have been you. Have a great day. Later, Gator.